Hello, team. It is Tuesday, August 4th. I feel like this is a Tuesday.
September.
To learn.
September.
September 4th. What did I say? August? Tuesday, September 4th. So apparently the month and the day sneaks up on us today. Because I'm sure I wasn't the only one that was like, oh, snap, it's Tuesday already. Today's Lunch and Learn Day. So thank you so much for all of you coming on live with us right now, as well as those of you that are watching later. Thank you to Jennifer Ewert, Division Leader out of Fresno, California, for being our call moderator today. And I asked Jen if she wouldn't mind teaching today because she has been so fantastic and so consistent with almost always participating in the book four. So when that post goes up on I consistently see a post from her with what her four bookings are. And sometimes it looks like something completely normal, like, Susan 714, and then other times it's something where she's got some sort of creative thing written down that I don't always know what it is, but she does. So because of that, when Jen recruits, she's not having a heart attack, she doesn't have shows, and she's able to keep her business at a consistent pace that's comfortable for her, which is that of someone that has a full-time job, that is also from home and partially in an office, and has very small children. So I'm going to turn it over to Jen so that she can share how she manages this level of consistency in her business. So thank you, Jen.
Of course, not a problem. And I should just preface by saying I do have a little one at home with me. So if she makes a appearance, I am prepared with a cup of bribe M&Ms. So parenting at its best, right? Okay, so as Michelle said, when we intentionally started back, I think it was January when I was thinking about it, what the book four challenge in general and what that looked like for me. And the first thing that it has to be for all of us is a mindset. So you have to put yourself in a place where you're going to choose to have four stylings, bookings, showings, whatever it is. You're going to do that on a weekly basis. It has to be that mindset and that choice. Because if we put ourselves in a place where it's willy-nilly and, it's okay, if I get four, then, that's cool, or, I'll try to get it, or, whatever, then your mindset starts to slip. Whereas if you are making that intentional choice that I am going to have four showings this week, and I am going to make this happen, you're way more apt to actually do it. So that is the first step, is that it has to be a choice and it has to be a mindset. And four, for some of us, that might be overwhelming. That might think like, oh my goodness, like every single week I'm going to get four. And then for others, it may be something that's natural. But whatever it is, it has to be a choice. So then the second step of that is the action step. So you've made a choice, you know that you're going to do it, and then how are you going to do it? What are you going to do? So statistics say that when you write things down, you again are more apt to achieve those goals. And so I put a margin in my calendar here, and I dated it with each week of the month, and then I number it with 4. So every week is 4. And how's our debut appearance, you guys? So then I know that every week I have to put 4 things down in those numbers. And like Michelle said, sometimes they can be normal, and sometimes, I have to think, okay, like I have to be creative here. So what does that look like? And okay, I have to look at my notes here really quick. And so when the other thing that's important is that you know your schedule. So when you're reaching out to people, when you are messaging people, you're going to know, okay, like this is what I need to fill. So it's important that you're highlighting your calendar of the days that you're wanting to work or that you have available to work. And then those are the places that you're going to try to fill. And when you're asking for what you want, when you're reaching out and saying, okay, can you do a styling for me on, September 22nd? That's the date that I need to fill. When you're intentional about it, you're more apt to get what you want. So you have to ask. You have to ask for what you want. And the easiest way to get your 4 is to actually have an in-person stylings throughout the week, because it's way easier to fill up that 4 when you're in front of people, when you have the jewelry on, when you're making connections, when you're building relationships, when you are in front of enough people, then the 4 is going to be no big deal, because if you're aiming for 3 when you're at a show and maybe you have 2 shows during the week, way easier. But there will be the weeks where maybe you don't have something booked, or maybe, whatever reason, you're needing some outside help. So what does that look like? How can you be creative in those outside things? So what you're going to do is you're going to get on the phone, you're going to call, you're going to text, you're going to message. You can start looking for events on Facebook. So if you click on events there on your menu tab on your Facebook, then there's going to be local events that are going on. And maybe that's a place where you can go and meet new people. Maybe that's a place that you can go and just be out in the community and be able to make a connection with somebody as they compliment your jewelry. Be active. If you don't have something going on, but you have a night that, you want to be working, then go out and work. Go meet people. Okay. The other thing that was a huge game changer for me was to actually date a show, date a styling, date something. So when you're in conversation and somebody says, I'm interested, I'm just, I'm not sure, I need to go check my calendar, I need to check my schedule, then you want to turn that into some kind of name date on your calendar. So you can say something like, oh yeah, no, I understand you're totally busy. Just so that I don't lose your name, can we just pick a date and we'll write it down of a date that you think, will be good for you. And then, if we need to change it up or reschedule, then that's fine. And so by putting the date, their name in a space on your calendar, then you're not going to lose track of them. And that is so important. The other thing in that, when you're talking to people and trying to, get that date settled, is that you're always going to give people 2 options. You're going to say something like, yes, I totally understand that, life is so busy. In general, what's good for you, weekends or weeknight? And then, you're not giving them an option of no, you're giving them the option of a weekend or a weeknight. And then they'll usually answer. And then you can say, okay, great. I've got, this Tuesday evening available. Can I write your name down here? And then I'll follow up with you when it gets a little bit closer, if it's, booked out or whatever the case is. So that was definitely a huge game changer for me as far as booking for, is actually getting that date, name, person, event on the calendar. And then from there, you can always, adjust things as needed. And once they're on the calendar, you're going to treat them as a booked show. You're going to start host coaching them as soon as they say yes. That way, they can't back out. So if you're sending them a card, telling them that you're so excited for their styling, or, you're sending them a pair of Encore earrings, whatever it is, they're going to be less likely to cancel on you if you just start host coaching right away. And then they're going to clear their calendar. Let's be real. They probably didn't have anything going on that day either. So we just have to bribe them and convince them that you're going to bring a good time and a great experience to them. The other thing that is so important is that you keep a list, an Excel spreadsheet, another list in your calendar, something that you can keep track of the people that you have reached out to. Because sometimes people won't give you a date, but they may say, I just can't commit, but try back in the fall once school starts. Or, when it gets a little bit closer to Christmas time, I'll do something for you. And you want to have a running list of those people, because school is now started. School is in session for lots of us. And so you don't want to forget those people. You want to know that, okay, I'm going to follow up and they told me to. So then, your wording will be something like, hey, I know that you said that fall would be a great time for you, and we have new jewelry. And so I want to go ahead and get your date on the calendar, because my calendar is definitely filling up because people are so excited about the new line. So whether that's true or not, that's all right. Your calendar will be filled because you will be booking for, and so you can say that to people. Make yourself a hot commodity. The other thing is that you do want to be creative with your wording and how you're asking for bookings to be able to get those. So, do you have somebody that loves themed parties? Offer them one. We have so many on our menu. I'm just going to grab the menu that is now on the field interface of the different style options that we have. That's a great one to be able to offer. Halloween is coming, fall is coming. Be creative and create that want, and let people know. People might not know what we offer, what you can offer, and so to be able to say, hey, would you be up for having a senoritas and margaritas, or a Taco Tuesday? And so those are the things that you also want to keep in mind, that you want to make yourself sound exciting, not just, hey, you want to have a party? So that's been really helpful. The other thing that I will often do when I don't have or when I have empty places in my book for, is that I know, okay, it's time for me to step up and have people into my own home and host my own styling. Because there are often people that are in our contacts that they will attend things, but they may not ever want to be a host for whatever reason. So it's time to bring those people in and try to convince them again that having a styling will be good for them. But have something in your own home. Do some, this summer I did a fun white t-shirt and jeans party. So come to my house, I'll have, drinks and snacks. You wear a white t-shirt and jeans, and then we can play with different styling tips. So that's one thing that I'll often do when I'm like, okay, it's time for me to take responsibility in the fact that I'm missing a booking here. So how am I going to make up for that? The other thing that I often will do when I am missing bookings is that, okay, it's time for me to meet new people. And so what can I do out in the community? Are there vendor type events that may be successful for me? In this area, school carnivals are a big thing that lots of vendors go to and that have been a success to me. And so I'll start looking for things like that. So you just have to be creative in what you're looking for and how you're going to book those for stylings every single week. So any questions, anything that you want to add or anything like that? Everybody's so quiet today. Does anybody have any themes or anything that has proven successful to them that they want to share? All right. Okay, well, I do not have, let's see here. We may have to wait. Anybody else? Anybody have any questions or want to have any input into this? All right. I think Michelle did not. Michelle, are you still around to stop the recording?
Yes, I am.
Okay, great. I wasn't sure if you were or not.
All right.
Perfect.
Thank you so much again, Jen.
Of course, not a problem.
Great information. Love it. All right, let's all take Jen's advice. Let's be out there getting our book fours each week. You will see a huge difference in your business. So have a great rest of your day and see lots of you tonight on all of the trainings we're doing tonight. Bye.
Bye.